Hi friends, what's going on? My name's Alicia and this is the Double A Homestead channel. Hi Shadow. Hi Mommy. I know, go say hello, go say hello. I received on my phone a winter weather advisory yesterday, so I thought I would take this opportunity to show you guys what I'm going to be making. If you didn't know, we have quite a few cats on our property. It started with Shadow, which is right here behind me. And she ended up having a litter, and then that litter had a litter, and we're hoping that that will be the last litter. But I need to protect our cats on the farm, and they usually stay in the barn that's behind me, but lately they really haven't been wanting to hang out in there. Not really sure why, but I need to make a place for them, even if it's inside the barn or in the breezeway, for them to stay warm and safe. So what I have is a few items, and they're very simple items you probably already have laying around your house, which is going to be some sort of cardboard box. Uh, you're going to want duct tape, which would probably be the most common that you would have laying around. I just have some Scotch shipping tape, and then you're going to want your utility knife. And if you have any sort of bedding that you could use. So I just have my regular box here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape one side and get that closed up. And then I do have little holes here that I could, for the handles, that I could tape up or leave them alone. It's completely up to you on how you want to do that. I'll just flip them up. And then, now this part is optional. You could tape this top closed, or you can leave it the way that it is. If it's going to be in an enclosed area already, you really don't have to tape it depending on how cold it gets, but you can tape it whatever you want to do depending on your preference. Go ahead, get this taped up. All right, buggy. Now that we've got this all taped up, we're going to go ahead and take our utility knife. Now be really careful with your utility knife because it can be very sharp. So I'm going to take, just figuring if I wanted to do it width or lengthwise. So you're going to cut a section of your box just enough for your cats to fit inside the box. The great thing about this is that you most likely already have these items on your property or your home, or they're easily attainable, which is really nice. And there's also alternatives too. If you don't have a box, you could try to go to your local grocery store. They probably have a ton of boxes that you can get from them, or any type of store, honestly, is going to have some sort of box for you to use. There we go. We're gonna bring that out, and you can cut that if you want, or you can leave it, doesn't matter. Now you've got your opening. Now that the opening is here, you can get really creative with the next step. You want to use some kind of bedding inside of here just to help kind of keep that heat inside. Hey friends, just wanted to hop in real quick on this video before the next clip and kind of explain what happened with the next clip. And you're going to see it, obviously. But typically when I'm filming, I always have the camera facing me where I can see what I'm filming, so I know that my angles are usually good. Unfortunately, this time I had the phone facing a different way, just because it has a zoom in option. When it's facing you, you don't have that. If you have an iPhone, you completely understand. So I pretty much cut off my own head, and you will see that coming up in the next few clips. I just wanted to clarify with that. Yes, I could redo the video, but the storm has already came through and it's really cold outside. But just kind of wanted to go into that and let you know what happened and why it happened that way. Now I know for next time I will not do that unless I have someone with me to verify that my angles are good. But nonetheless, let's continue on with the video. This part you can get real creative, which is really nice. So I do have some straw here that we use for the bedding and our nesting boxes. You can see Shadow's already curious of what's going on. And I'm going to use that to fill, not all the way, just enough to make a nice little bed for them. But if you don't have this, you could always use old towels if you have any of those laying around, or old blankets, or if you go to the store like a some kind of discount store and get blankets for super cheap. They don't have to be really expensive. And also, I know I had mentioned leaving one of the sides open. Doing it this way also kind of helps prevent a lot of that stuffing coming out, so you're not refilling it constantly. And this is really nice for cats that you may have on the farm, because we have cats that are really friendly, but we also have cats that are they're not that they're not friendly, they just don't like to be close to us. They're still a little scared of us, which is fine. Some are that way, but this is also a good thing for them too, for feral cats to have a place to stay warm during the really cold winter months. And the reason why I'm showing this and doing this for myself is because I had looked last year for heated cat condos, and they are incredibly expensive, and I just cannot spend the money on something like that. I mean, you can get one as low as $60, but we have a lot of cats on the farm, and that's not going to be enough to fit all of them in that cat condo. So using a box like this that I could get for free and I can make multiples of is going to be really good on the farm and a lot cheaper. So I just want to bring alternatives to you guys if you're looking something for feral cats that you may have in your community as well. So there's not much in here, so I could probably, I'll tip it and then dump the rest in there. And there you go. You can see inside here, we have a nice little spot in here to keep them nice and warm. Now that I have this really cool, inexpensive cat condo all made up, and it's super easy, it probably only took me less than 5 minutes to make this. So you can definitely make multiples at a time depending on how many cats that you have on your farm. But I also want to mention we don't need it because these are going to be mostly either in the barn or in the breezeway. But on the back side of your box or on another side, the ducks came up to say hello. Hi, Ducky. You want, as you can tell, we live on a farm, but you want to make sure that you have an exit spot for your cats. That way, if these boxes are outside and a predator did come up and try to get to the cats for a little snack, that they have an exit that they can get out of and flee to safety. So you definitely want to make sure that you have that as well to keep them safe. We are inside the breezeway, and you can see that we actually have quite a few set up here. This was the one that we had just made, and I had done this one previously and then that one previously. And you can see that they are a little bit different because I left them open. I honestly would suggest more something like this because you can see that they've really kind of kicked out the bedding in here, and it's going to get quite messy. So I would think doing it this way would definitely help keeping that inside here. Now you can see I do have this kitty bucket set up here, just giving it a trial to see if something like that they would really like, or something that you could use too as an option to help recycle these, or if you don't have boxes or totes, this is definitely an option as well. Hi, Shadow. Out of all the boxes that I have over here, they prefer this one and they always have preferred this one from the very beginning. I think it's because of the stuffing that I have inside of it. I don't really know what that is in there. It's kind of like if you were to get that fake snow when you're decorating for Christmas. It almost kind of seems something like that that you would get. We actually ended up having to buy a new dishwasher, which I was not happy about, and that came in between the cardboard and the dishwasher, and they really, really like that. So whatever that is, if you can get your hands on that stuff, I recommend that because they really go for that box particularly. But they seem to use all of them. Like I said, we have multiple cats on the farm, so if they can't all fit in one box, they obviously have other boxes that they can fit into. But I would like to put some of these out in the barn though, because we do have cats that are not brave enough to come up into the breezeway, which is totally fine. I just want to make sure that they stay warm for the winter. This lovely girl here is Jalapeno that just jumped inside the box. You can't see the other ones. They are behind the camera watching me film. No, no chickens. You know the drill. Also, I just closed out the chickens. I don't allow the chickens in the breezeway because they get in here and they will actually kick all of this out and just make a huge mess. So if you have a possibility to enclose these and keep the chickens out of it, if you do have chickens, forewarning, I just wanted to let you guys know about that. All right, that does it for today. I just wanted to share this simple upcycle to keep your feral or farm cats warm during the winter, and I hope this was able to help you and save you some money. Like I mentioned, cat condos, especially heated ones, are really expensive. So I'm excited to have these and be able to keep the girls and boys warm on the farm and safe from any predators that might be lurking as well. If you liked this video, please hit that like, subscribe, and share button. We would really appreciate that if you did so. It really helps grow our channel. Please stay safe out there on those horrible roads as our weather gets worse throughout the next few days. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.